All right, a couple random interesting things about reins. A lot of people have heard this, and we're just going to try to help clarify a few of them. So probably one of the most common ones is direct rein and indirect rein. So a direct rein is exactly how it sounds. If I want to turn to the left, I'm going to slide down and I'm going to pick up this rein to where it's real direct and I'm pretty dang clear, hey, I want you to go to the left. So that would be a left turn with a direct rein. Now a left turn with a indirect rein, or with him, I might have to use a little bit of both, but an indirect rein would be like a neck rein is another word for that. So if I want to make a left turn with an indirect rein, I'm going to come up and just kind of him feeling that rope pushing on his neck, combined with my leg pushing right here. We're going to see if we can use an indirect rein and get him to do a little bit of a left turn here. So that would kind of be an indirect. Reason they call it indirect is because it's a kind of indirect way, where direct is real clear. Turn right, turn left. Well, when you go to an indirect rein, you kind of have to start using a little bit more of finesse and timing. Because check this out, if I want him to turn to the left with an indirect rein, well, we still want his nose to tip to the left so he's balanced, right? Well, if I overdo and over-tension this right rein, as I bring it across, if this thing gets too tight, look what it's going to do. It's going to keep him from being able to put his nose where it needs to be to make a turn to the left. If I go too tight on this, it's going to pull his nose to the right as he moves his body. No. As he moves his body to the left. And that's going to teach him to inadvertently turn out of balance. So that's your direct and indirect. Now here is a really interesting one. Let's say I'm walking my horse in a circle to the left. Everybody would, well, a lot of people would kind of be able to know the inside rein would be the left rein, would be the inside rein if I'm circling to the left. Well, what if I'm circling around to the left and I bend his nose to the right? So his nose is to the right and his whole body is bent that way, but his feet are actually still going around to the left. Did you know that at that moment, my inside rein actually becomes my right rein, not my left rein? The reason that is it's because what determines the inside and outside rein is the direction of bend, not the direction of travel. Pretty interesting deal. So there's a thing as well. So you know how a minute ago we talked about if you don't use your reins properly with some understanding, whether it's a direct rein or an indirect rein, you can end up teaching your horse to turn and go around being out of balance. Okay, well, if he starts feeling like he has to be out of balance and uncomfortable every time a human is on his back, well, then he may start not wanting a human on his back, and that can lead to nipping, butting, bolting, barn sour, all of that stuff. That's just one example. Now, there are a lot of different things people can do to kind of screw up their horse, but we have narrowed it down to, I think it was the 8 most common things that people will do wrong that can end up kind of biting you in the long run. So we have a whole webinar on this, and if you want to go listen to this webinar right now, you can just go right here. It's a completely free webinar, tons of good info in there, and it will probably help you find some good things to work on. Hope it helps.